Back here at the Winter Meetings 2009, Seth, Everett, Jim Duquette with Josh Byrnes, General Manager of the Arizona Diamondbacks. Josh, first of all, welcome.
Thanks for having me.
You know, obviously when you finally consummate a deal that had been reported for 4 days, it seemed a little anticlimactic. So I guess we can ask, what transpired in the last 4 days that had to be ironed out by you guys?
Wow, I didn't know it had been reported for 4 days, but you know, certainly the last step is getting through the medical process. So that's tenuous because you know it starts to get out, particularly in a setting like this. And then, you know, for whatever reason, the deal doesn't go through. It's not a good outcome.
Jim and I were not the leak.
Yeah, I think the hotel bar was the leak. But, you know, it's a deal's not a deal until everyone's signed off. So, you know, in our case, Ian Kennedy, you know, had surgery for an aneurysm, and we didn't have our doctor talk to the surgeon until this morning, and that was, you know, the last piece of our equation. So it takes a little time.
You know, a deal like this, it's complicated doing one-on-one trades, but now you had the 13. We always talk about, you know, they're exponentially more difficult. But when did it start? When did the conversation start, and how did it evolve to finally being able to announce it?
Kind of a long story. I mean, you know, as you know, I mean, we spend, particularly in this economy, we spend a lot of time early in the offseason looking at the other 29 clubs, sort of, you know, anything we could find out, their contracts, their attendance, their revenue, you know, really financially what their dynamic was. And to be honest, we didn't really have a handle on Detroit. So when we went to the GM meetings, I didn't really talk to Dave Dombrowski, but shortly thereafter, it became apparent that he at least discussed Edwin Jackson and Curtis Granderson. I talked to Dave. He let me know what he was looking for. Then, you know, kind of quickly called Brian Cashman, who I've known, you know, a long time, and I said, hey, just conceptually, would you consider a deal like this that involved 3 teams? And he said, yeah, I'd be interested. So, you know, sort of the initial idea was hatched there, and then it took about 3 or 4 weeks to really massage it.
The big piece, obviously, Edwin Jackson, and a guy that we've seen and we've raved about at times, but he's now, you know, wearing a number of different uniforms. What is it about Edwin Jackson that caught your eye?
Well, you know, I mean, he's always been a very touted guy, and got to the big leagues at a young age, and you know, he's always had, you know, athleticism, great stuff. Now he's learned how to apply it, and to go out and have an all-star season, 215 innings, and be a more complete pitcher was a great step. And at his age, pitchers like that, sometimes this is a step into a real high level of pitching. But also the more background we did on him, very healthy, rave reviews, people we've talked to since the day he signed say a lot about his character. So, you know, we like to add him and make our front 3 as formidable as we can.